Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that 99% of the world is asleep, trapped in mediocrity, scrolling through lives they'll never live, making excuses for why they can't have more. But you're different. You're awake. And that's the spark of the 1% mindset. The mindset that separates the broke, the weak, the complacent from the elite who own Bugattis, build empires, and live like gods among men. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll hit snooze, grab their coffee, and go back to their slave jobs. But if you're listening right now, if something inside you is stirring, then you're already on the path. The question is, are you ready to commit to the 1%? The 1% mindset begins with a single, irreversible decision, rejecting mediocrity and committing fully to excellence. Understanding that average is no longer an option, while the vast majority of the world remains asleep in comfort, excuses, and self-imposed limitations. This isn't some fluffy idea or temporary motivation. It's a cold, hard choice that rewires your entire existence. Most people drift through life without ever making this decision. They wake up, go to work, come home, scroll, sleep, repeat. They accept the script handed to them, study hard, get a safe job, save a little, retire old and tired. They call it responsibility. I call it surrender. They stay asleep because waking up hurts. Waking up means facing the truth that you've wasted years, that your body is soft, your bank account is weak, your mind is cluttered with garbage. But the moment you decide, truly decide, that average is dead to you, everything changes. This decision is the spark, it's the line in the sand. Before it, you're part of the 99%. After it, you're on the path to the 1%, and make no mistake, this path is narrow, steep, and lonely. Most who start will quit when it gets hard. They'll say it's too extreme, too intense, too unrealistic. That's exactly why it works. The 1% isn't crowded, because almost nobody is willing to pay the price of true commitment. They want the Bugatti without the grind, the respect without the sacrifice, the freedom without the discipline. But you can't negotiate with excellence. You either commit completely or you stay exactly where you are. Look at the world around you. Billions of people living quiet lives of desperation, numbing themselves with alcohol, porn, social media, junk food, anything to avoid facing their own potential. They blame the economy, their parents, the system, luck. They say life is unfair, and they're right, life isn't fair. But the 1% doesn't complain about unfairness. We use it as fuel. We see the same world they see, but we interpret it differently. Where they see barriers, we see opportunities. Where they see risk, we see reward. Where they see failure, we see lessons. This shift in perception starts with the decision. The moment you decide you're done being average, you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a conqueror. This decision isn't made once and forgotten. It's reinforced every single day through your actions. When your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and every fiber of your body wants to stay in bed, the decision whispers, get up. When you're tired after work and Netflix is calling, the decision says, go to the gym. When you're scrolling Instagram looking at men living the life you want, the decision demands close the app and build your empire. Most people lose because they never made the decision strong enough to override their weakness. Their commitment is conditional. I'll work hard if I feel good, if the weather is nice, if I get enough likes. The 1% commitment is unconditional, rain or shine, motivated or dead tired, winning or losing streak. We show up. We decided long ago that excuses are for the weak. Think about every great man in history. They all made this same decision at some point. They looked at the comfortable path everyone else was taking and said no. They chose the road of resistance because they understood that growth only happens under pressure. Diamonds are made under crushing force. Steel is forged in fire. Men become elite through deliberate suffering. The average man avoids pain at all costs. The 1% seeks it out because we know pain is the price of power. When you decide to reject mediocrity, you sign up for discomfort voluntarily. You choose cold showers over warm ones. You choose discipline over dopamine. You choose long-term glory over short-term pleasure. And in doing so, you separate yourself from the herd forever. This decision also changes how you view time. The average person wastes time like it's infinite. Hours lost to meaningless conversations, pointless arguments online, binge watching shows they'll forget in a week. But once you commit to the 1%, time becomes your most precious resource. You guard it fiercely. You understand that every minute spent on low-value activities is a minute stolen from your destiny. You start auditing your life ruthlessly. Who you spend time with, what you consume, how you think. You cut out the cancer, toxic friends. Gone negative news. Gone victim mentality executed. You replace it all with high-value input, books that sharpen your mind, workouts that strengthen your body, work that builds your wealth, relationships that elevate you. The beauty of this decision is that it's available to anyone, right now, regardless of your current situation. You don't need money, connections, or talent to make it. You just need balls. I've seen men from nothing broken, betrayed, make this decision and completely transform their lives. They went from depressed and directionless to dominant and driven. From employees to emperors. From boys to men. All because they finally said enough. No more excuses. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more hoping things will change. They took ownership and declared war on their former selves. But here's the warning. Once you make this decision, there's no comfortable way back. The old you will fight to survive. Your brain will try to pull you back to familiarity, to safety, to average. Friends will call you obsessed. Family might worry you're going too far. Society will label you arrogant, extreme, toxic. Good. Let them. Their discomfort is proof you're moving in the right direction. The 1% doesn't seek approval. We seek dominance. We understand that to be exceptional, you must be willing to be misunderstood. This decision creates momentum. Small wins stack up. One day of discipline becomes a week, a month, a year. Your body transforms. Your bank account grows. Your confidence explodes. Women notice. Men respect. Opportunities appear. Life starts working for you instead of against you. But none of it happens without that initial decision. The moment you draw the line and declare that mediocrity dies today. So if you're reading this and something inside you is screaming yes, then make the decision now, not tomorrow. Not next week, right now. Decide that average is dead. Decide that you're going to become the hardest working, most disciplined, most dangerous version of yourself. Decide that you're joining the 1%. The world needs more men who refuse to settle. More men who choose excellence over excuses. More men who understand that greatness isn't given, it's taken. Make the decision. Commit completely. And watch how fast your life changes when you finally wake up. Discipline, not motivation, is the foundation of the 1% mindset. Winners rely on unbreakable daily habits, doing the hard work even when they don't feel like it, because comfort is the silent killer of greatness, and shortcuts lead straight to nowhere. Motivation is a lie sold to the weak. It's that fleeting rush you get after watching a video like this, that temporary fire in your chest that makes you think tomorrow you'll change everything. But tomorrow comes, you're tired, the weather's bad, your girl texts something stupid, and that motivation vanishes like smoke. Poof, gone. And you're back on the couch scrolling, telling yourself you'll start Monday. That's the 99% trap. They chase feelings. They wait to feel ready. They treat success like it's a mood swing. But the 1% knows the truth. Feelings are unreliable. Feelings betray you. Discipline doesn't. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when your body screams for more sleep. It's hitting the gym when every muscle aches from yesterday. It's sitting down to work on your business when your friends are out drinking. It's saying no to the easy dopamine hits. Porn, junk food, endless entertainment, and choosing the hard path that actually moves the needle. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. No bridge, no crossing. Simple. Most men fail because they build their lives on sand. Motivation is sand. One wave of difficulty and it washes away. Discipline is concrete. It hardens over time. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Start with one small act. Make your bed every morning. Cold shower every day. Read 10 pages no matter what. These tiny disciplines compound. They rewire your brain. They turn you from a boy who hopes into a man who executes. Soon discipline becomes identity. You don't think about doing the work. You just do it. It's who you are. Look at any true winner. World champions, billionaires, warriors. They all live by discipline. I didn't become a 4-time kickboxing world champion because I was always motivated. There were mornings I wanted to quit. Fights where I was injured, exhausted, doubting myself. But I showed up anyway. I trained anyway. I fought anyway. Because quitting was never an option. Discipline carried me when motivation died. And it will carry you too. The world wants you weak. It bombards you with distractions designed to kill your discipline. Social media algorithms feed you endless content to keep you scrolling. Fast food companies engineer junk to hijack your brain. Porn sites make billions, keeping men addicted and soft. Society tells you to take it easy, to rest, to balance life. Balance is a lie. Winners don't balance. They dominate. They choose discomfort daily because they know comfort is where dreams go to die. Shortcuts are the biggest illusion. Crypto pumps, get rich quick gurus, lottery tickets, losers chase them because they lack discipline. They want rewards without the work, but nothing valuable comes fast. Real wealth, real strength, real respect. They're built rep by rep, day by day, choice by choice. Discipline turns time into your ally instead of your enemy. While the 99% waste years waiting for the perfect moment, the 1% stacks small wins daily until the compound effect kicks in and they're untouchable. Discipline also protects your mind. When you commit to daily habits, you stop negotiating with yourself. The debate ends. Should I train today? No debate, train. Should I work on my business? No debate, work. Should I eat clean? No debate, eat clean. Most men lose the war in their own head before it even starts. They argue with themselves every morning. They lose every time. Discipline ends the argument. It installs rules you don't break. Rules become habits. Habits become results. Pain is part of the deal. Discipline demands you embrace pain while others run from it. The gym hurts. Building a business hurts. Facing rejection hurts. Studying when you're tired hurts. But that pain is the tuition for greatness. Pay it gladly. The 99% pays with regret later. Looking back at a wasted life, soft body, empty pockets, wondering what could have been. The 1% pays up front with sweat and sacrifice, then collects the rewards forever. Start small if you must, but start now. Pick one thing you know you should do, but avoid because it's hard. Commit to it daily for 30 days. No excuses. Watch how it changes you. That one disciplined act will spill over. Soon you'll add another. Then another. Momentum builds. You become unstoppable. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline keeps you going when the excitement fades, when life hits hard, when no one's watching. The truth hurts. Most of you reading this will ignore it. You'll feel inspired for an hour, then let comfort win again tomorrow. You'll stay exactly where you are. But if you're different, if you're ready to join the 1%, then make discipline your religion today. Worship it. Live it. Defend it with your life. Because without it, you're just another dreamer. With it, you're a force. Discipline doesn't care about your past. Broke, weak, depressed, doesn't matter. It works for anyone willing to suffer consistently. It turns victims into victors, slaves into kings, boys into men. Choose it. Live it. And watch the world bend to your will. Life is a war, and your mind is the ultimate weapon. The 1% controls their thoughts and emotions completely, turning pain and setbacks into pure fuel, refusing to be slaves to weakness, depression, or any form of victim mentality. Most men lose this war before they even step onto the battlefield because they surrender their minds to whatever feeling shows up. They wake up anxious, so they stay in bed. They feel rejected, so they quit approaching women. They get criticized, so they shrink and play small. They experience a bad day and suddenly the whole world is against them. That's the 99% reality. Emotional slavery. They let moods, circumstances, and outside voices dictate their actions. But the 1%, we declare war on weakness inside our own heads first. We understand that if you don't control your mind, someone or something else will. Your mind is the most dangerous thing you own. Left untrained, it will destroy you. It will feed you lies. You're not good enough. It's too late. People are judging you. Rest today and start tomorrow. It will replay old failures on loop, magnify small problems into catastrophes, and convince you that comfort is safety. The average man believes these lies. He becomes a passenger in his own life, reacting instead of directing. But when you adopt the 1% mindset, you become the general. You interrogate every thought. You ask, is this thought useful? Does it make me stronger or weaker? If it weakens you, you execute it on the spot. No mercy. Pain is inevitable. Setbacks are guaranteed. Losses will come. But the 1% doesn't fear them. We weaponize them. When life hits hard, most men break. They drown in self-pity, blame others, turn to alcohol, porn, distractions. They call it depression. I call it weakness disguised as an illness. The 1% feels the same pain but responds differently. We say thank you. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the fire. Every punch life throws becomes fuel for the next attack. I've been arrested, betrayed, robbed, band canceled. Every time the world tried to bury me, I used the dirt to build a higher platform. That's not luck. That's mindset. Pain doesn't break us, it reveals us. Weak minds shatter. Strong minds sharpen. Controlling your mind starts with awareness. You have to catch the weakness in real time. The moment you feel like quitting the gym set, notice it. The moment you want to scroll instead of work, notice it. The moment anger rises and you want to lash out, notice it. Most men are unconscious. They act on autopilot. The 1% is hyperconscious. We observe our thoughts like a predator watching prey. Then we strike. We replace weak thoughts with strong ones instantly. I'm tired becomes I'm building endurance. I failed becomes I learned. They hate me becomes they fear me. This isn't positive thinking bullshit. This is mental warfare. You reprogram your brain through repetition until the strong thoughts become default. Emotions are temporary. Let them pass without acting on them. Sadness comes. Let it come, feel it, then get back to work. Anger surges. Channel it into the heavy bag or the business grind. Fear grips you. Good fear means you're pushing limits. The 99% lets emotions control behavior. They feel unmotivated, so they skip the work. They feel insecure, so they stay small. The 1% separates feeling from action. We feel everything deeply. We're human, but we don't let it steer the ship. Action is king. Emotions are advisors at best, enemies at worst. Victim mentality is the deadliest mind virus. It spreads fast. Nothing is my fault. The system is rigged. People are out to get me. Life isn't fair. Once infected, men become perpetual complainers, waiting for rescue that never comes. The 1% burns this virus out completely. We take extreme ownership. Everything in your life is your responsibility. Bad body, your choices. Empty bank, your laziness. Lonely, your standards are your weakness. Harsh, yes, true? Absolutely. When you own everything, you gain the power to change everything. Victims of excuses. Warriors have results. Training the mind is daily combat. Meditation, cold exposure, fasting, intense training. These are weapons. They teach you to sit with discomfort instead of running. They prove you're stronger than your impulses. Read books by conquerors. Listen to men who've won big. Their mindset infects yours. Cut out the poison negative news, weak friends, degenerate content. Guard your mind like a fortress. What enters shapes what exits. The reward is freedom. When you control your mind, nothing external can truly hurt you. Criticism bounces off. Rejection fuels growth. Loss becomes temporary. You walk through fire untouched because the fire is inside you under your command. Women sense it. Men respect it. Opportunities chase you. You become dangerous. Not to others, but to mediocrity itself. Most will never reach this level. They're too addicted to their emotions, too comfortable being victims. They'll call this mindset toxic because it exposes their weakness. Let them. The 1% doesn't debate slaves. We keep forging the weapon. We keep winning the inner war so we can dominate the outer one. Your mind can be your greatest enemy or your most loyal soldier. Choose which one it becomes today. Train it relentlessly. Feed it strength. Starve it weakness. Turn every scar to armor. When life attacks, smile, because you're about to get stronger. That's the 1% way. Control the weapon, control the war, control your destiny. Full responsibility is non-negotiable in the 1% mindset. Your body, your finances, your relationships, and every single result in your life are your fault alone. There is no blaming others, no excuses, only owning everything completely and then fixing it through relentless, immediate action. This is the hardest pill for most men to swallow, because it strips away every shield they hide behind. The average man lives in a fantasy where nothing is truly his fault. Bad job, boss is terrible. No money? Economy is rigged. Weak body, bad genetics. Lonely, women are shallow. He points fingers everywhere except the mirror. He plays the victim card like it's a get out of jail free pass. And every time he does, he hands over his power. Victims don't change reality. They just complain about it. But the 1%, we burn the victim card and never look back. We stand in front of the mirror and say, this is all on me. Good, bad, ugly, mine. Taking full responsibility means you stop negotiating with reality. You accept the brutal truth that your life today is the direct result of every decision you've ever made, every habit you've kept, every opportunity you've ignored. No sugarcoating, no soft lies. If you're broke, it's because you spent instead of invested, scrolled instead of built, dreamed instead of executed. If you're weak, it's because you chose comfort over the gym, junk over clean food, excuses over effort. If your relationships are trash, it's because you tolerated low standards, chased the wrong people, or failed to become a man worth respecting. Harsh. Yes, necessary. Absolutely. Because only when you own the mess can you clean it up. Most men run from this truth their entire lives. They blame parents for bad upbringing, teachers for bad education, government for bad opportunities, exes for trust issues. They collect grievances like trophies. Every complaint is proof they're not in control. And that's exactly where the Matrix wants them. Powerless, complaining, consuming. But the moment you take full responsibility, the game flips. Suddenly you're not a puppet, you're the one pulling strings. Problems become projects. Failures become feedback. Obstacles become opportunities to prove yourself. You stop waiting for the world to change and start changing yourself. This ownership is liberating. When everything is your fault, everything is also in your power to fix. Broke? Good? Now you have no choice but to learn money, stack skills, build businesses. Weak? Perfect. Hit the gym harder than ever, eat like a warrior, transform pain into muscle. Lonely? Excellent. Level up your value, fix your mindset, become the kind of man who attracts quality. Nothing holds you back except you, so the only real enemy is internal. Kill it daily. Action becomes automatic when you own everything. No more debating. No more hoping someone else saves you. You see a problem in your life, you attack it immediately. Bank account low. Cut the bullshit spending today, start a side hustle tonight. Body soft. Throw out the junk food now, train tomorrow at dawn. Mind weak. Read, meditate, expose yourself to cold, start this hour. Responsibility demands urgency. The 99% postpones. I'll fix it when I have time. The 1% knows time is earned through action, not waited for. Critics will call this extreme, toxic even. They'll say life isn't black and white, that circumstances matter. Let them talk. They're still blaming the world while you conquer it. I've taken full responsibility through hell. Arrests, bans, betrayals, losing everything. Never once did I blame the system, the haters, the unfairness. I looked inward. What did I miss? How can I get stronger? Where can I improve? Security, mindset, strategy. Every setback became my fault, therefore my lesson, therefore my upgrade. That's how you turn losses into rocket fuel. Full responsibility also kills entitlement. The average man feels the world owes him money, respect, women, success. He gets angry when he doesn't get it. The 1% knows the world owes us nothing. Everything we want, we take through value creation. We earn respect by becoming respectable. We earn money by solving problems at scale. We earn love by becoming high-value men. No handouts. No waiting, pure merit. This mindset spreads to every area. In business, you own failures. No blaming the market, competitors' luck. You adapt faster, iterate harder, win bigger. In relationships, you own your part. No victim stories about crazy exes. You learn, level up, attract better. In health, you own the decline. No excuses about age or stress. You train, eat clean, defy time. The alternative is regret. Looking back at 60 soft, broke, alone, still blaming everyone else for a wasted life. That's the real prison. Full responsibility is freedom. It hurts at first, ego dies screaming. But once you cross that threshold, you become unstoppable. No external force can truly stop a man who refuses to blame anything but himself. Start today. Audit your life ruthlessly. Every area that's not elite, claim it as your fault. Write it down. Then write the action plan. Execute without mercy. No complaining to friends. No posting sob stories online. Silent ownership. Relentless fixing. The 1% doesn't debate fault. We dominate results. We own the battlefield because we own ourselves completely. Victims beg for change. Warriors create it. Choose which one you become right now. Take the weight of your entire life on your shoulders. Feel it crush the weak parts away. Then rise stronger, clearer, deadlier. Full responsibility isn't punishment. It's the key to God mode. Unlock it. Live it. Dominate.